Yeah, my big challenge right now is be great. Yeah.
So Dan,
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Standing until we get to this moment.
Oh, the signatories.
Yeah.
Actually,
right back here is fine. Yep. And then we'll have Nick, and we need Laura.
Congratulations. Good to see you. Oh, it's just nice. It is. I gotta come to San Diego on a Thursday morning.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So hard.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And your remarks. Got them? Okay. And you do need to lean into the microphone.
Are they? Do we want them to come up now?
I'll take care of the signers after the speaker, so you'll just turn it over to Dan, and you'll step to the side and he'll come up. And I think we just need Laura over here.
I did, yeah. Thank you.
You want to hang up back here?
Oh yeah, I'll hang up.
Ready? All right. Well, thank you and good morning, everyone. I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm Nick Serrano. I serve as the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Mayor of San Diego, Mayor Todd Gloria. I also serve as the Chair of the San Diego County Water Authority, representing the City of San Diego. We have a lot of folks here with us today, and I want to acknowledge some of the people that you see assembled for this truly historic occasion, some of the folks that you will hear from momentarily. First off, I want to acknowledge my colleague from the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, their board chair, Sheridan Ortega, who's here. The general manager of the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Fun fact, his first time being in San Diego County to address the Water Authority Board, Shivaji Deshmukh. And then the board president for the Western Municipal Water District, Laura Roten. And the general manager for the Western Municipal Water District, Craig Miller. We also have many of my board colleagues from the San Diego County Water Authority who are here, as well as some of their general managers. We have some of our regional partners. First, Mark Cafferty, the president and CEO of the San Diego Regional Economic Development Corporation. We have representatives from the San Diego County Farm Bureau, their board president and second vice president, Jimmy and Andy. I want to thank all of them for being here for this historic occasion. Just moments ago, the San Diego County Water Authority ratified a landmark, first of its kind, long-term water transfer agreement with the Western Municipal Water District. An agreement that, as I said in our meeting, is much more than just a contract or a transaction, but truly a transformation. This is a long-term regional supply agreement that strengthens reliability, creates flexibility, and marks a real shift in how we think about water in Southern California. Not as isolated systems, not as competing interests, but as a connected region working together to serve millions of people. You see, for a long time, water policy has been defined by boundaries and disputes. But since joining this board, I've been proud of the work we've done to move beyond that, to yesterday's battles, to challenge what has always been, and to forge a new path forward because our ratepayers deserve no less. Today's agreement is exactly that kind of shift and innovation. It builds on the foundation we established just 8 months ago through our settlement with the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. I would point out the last time that many of us were gathered here in this very spot, we were here to sign the settlement agreement between San Diego County and Metropolitan. That decades-long legal battle ended here. And that settlement opened the door. And this agreement walks through it. This is the first agreement of its kind within the Metropolitan family. And as you heard earlier, this agreement is a win across the board. As I said, it strengthens reliability for Western and the people of Riverside County. It creates financial benefits for our region in reducing financial pressures on ratepayers, which we know is important in this high cost of living environment. And it demonstrates that when we work together, when we choose to see that as water agencies, we face the same challenges in climate change, in extended drought, in the uncertainty around the post-2026 operating guidelines on the Colorado River, still, even with all those challenges, it shows that progress is possible. And while the challenges ahead will not disappear overnight, and certainly not the case with this agreement, agreements like this show that we are not standing still. We are moving forward with purpose. And I want to recognize the leadership that helped bring this to life. As I mentioned, Western's general manager and board chair, this agreement would not exist without your determination, your shared vision, and your partnership. And so we thank you. And of course, I want to thank our own general manager, Dan Denham, and the Water Authority team for their extraordinary amount of work that went into turning this idea into a reality. And so in closing my comments, let me just say this. For years, what we just ratified and what we are about to make official was just talked about, discussed, maybe even imagined, but never realized. It was too hard, too complex, too complicated, and therefore deemed impossible. But today proves otherwise, and I think it proves something important. Just because something has never been done before doesn't mean it cannot be done. Sometimes never done before is not a barrier. Sometimes it's an opportunity to think differently, an opportunity to solve problems differently, and an opportunity to lead differently. Today proves that what was once called impossible can become our new model. And I think that is an important lesson, not just for water, but for public service more broadly. Real progress does not come from staying in old fights, does not come from clinging to old assumptions. It comes from building trust. It comes from finding common ground. It comes from recognizing our futures are connected. And it comes from remembering the people that we serve. So I want to again thank the Western Municipal Water District for their partnership. I want to thank Metropolitan for helping create the conditions that made this moment possible. And I want to thank all of you for being here today to share in this historic moment for San Diego and for Southern California. With that, it is my tremendous honor to introduce the General Manager of the San Diego County Water Authority, Dan Denham.
Thank you, Chair Serrano, and thank you, all of you, for being here today. This is a proud moment for San Diegans. It's a proud moment for Southern California. 30 years ago, after a devastating drought, the Water Authority set out to build a resilient water supply, not just based in infrastructure, but based in supply reliability. Those investments have paid off and continued to serve the economic growth of this region for the past several decades. Droughts will still continue to exist, but how we experience droughts in San Diego will be experienced a little bit differently. Water availability is not a concern for this region and for our ratepayers. It's much less so now than it's ever been in the past. Our urban water management plan confirms that this region has water, enough water, abundant supplies through 2050. This means that the Water Authority can continue to provide water to its region, to its customers, to the farming community, to the business community and at the same time share water with Western Municipal Water District. We hope that this is the first of many efforts where we can develop partnerships like this into the future. This agreement marks a 10,000 acre foot exchange of water. There's the ability to move more than that. We have the bandwidth within the exchange agreement at Metropolitan or through Metropolitan. But all that being said, this provides a diversified new source of supply for 30,000 Southern California households in Riverside County. Locking this asset up without intensive capital investments is a significant endeavor. After the first 21-year term of this agreement, Western will have the ability to renew it alongside the Water Authority for the next 30 years. In terms of what this produces for the Water Authority and its ratepayers, $13.5 million a year is what the Water Authority should expect from this, which is going to help us offset investments that we've made over the past several decades to get this drought-proof water to San Diego. We have a new opportunity to pay down debt. We have a new opportunity to continue to invest in our infrastructure, in our communities, our businesses, our farming community. And it's investing in something that can withstand climate change whiplash and continue to embrace local water supply development within the San Diego member agency family. I want to thank you all again for being here. I think the future that we're building together is innovative, it's collaborative, it's entrepreneurial, and it puts aside the zero-sum thinking of the past. Today marks a bold new future. I want to introduce or ask Western GM Craig Miller to provide some remarks.
Thank you, Dan. Good morning. I'm Craig Miller. I'm the General Manager at Western Municipal Water District. I want to thank Chair Serrano for all of his hard work, Water Authority Board, and General Manager Denham. I want to backtrack a little bit more and talk about our greater responsibility as public agency employees and representatives of the public. As a general manager in Western service area, my job is to make sure that 1 million people have enough water 24/7 for not just today, but for my grandchildren and my grandchildren's grandchildren. That's an awesome responsibility that we take on as public officials. That's water for homes, businesses, economic growth, our entire community. That job is getting harder as a general manager all the time. And let me kind of digress a little bit and give you an analogy that I think about a lot that's important for what we're here doing today. And it's a castle analogy. For decades, water agencies have been building walls around our own castle. We defend our own turf. Some of us build higher walls than other agencies, but we want to protect our turf for our agency. And we've been really good at that. It's shown self-sufficiency. It's been protectionist, sometimes isolationist. Unfortunately, what we've been discovering recently is that sometimes your castle doesn't have the resources that it needs, whether it's water supply, whether its demands are changing. Things change within your castle. And I think what we're here today to do is break down castle walls. We're ready to move to a new era in water management. And I'm so proud to be here today to celebrate that. Our future is cooperation. It's collaboration. It's shared investment. It's all about doing the smartest things we can do with limited water supplies for the benefit of all of Southern California's water users. And that's what we're here today to do. This agreement is very important to Western. You've heard about Water Authority and how important it is. Even Metropolitan, who's here today and will speak, it's important to the Metropolitan family that serves 20 million people in Southern California. For us, this develops a baseline of water to diversify our portfolio. It also provides a block of water for our future water resilience that is so important because Western is in the fastest growing region in California, and we need to make sure that my grandchildren's grandchildren have that water as our area grows. Not just is it important for Western, but no good agreement is one-sided. So I know that it provides a lot of benefits to San Diego. More importantly, it provides benefits to all of Southern California's water users. This is a win-win-win project. It's a win for Western, it's a win for Water Authority, but it's a win for the water industry. And it hopefully sets a new stage and a model for future water planning, big investment when we have to, and water supply that's going to meet the needs of the 20 million people that we live with here in Southern California. Western's proud to be a part of this transformational agreement, and thank you very much. And I'd like to turn it over to my board president, Western Board President, Laura Roten.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you to everyone joining us here today. I am so glad that that meeting was recorded because I can't wait to relive the vote. It was it was touching to see the culmination in that vote happen around the room and all the remarks. And it just, sometimes I choke up at things, and I started to, but I held it together. So as Craig said, my name is Laura Roten, and I want to just share that from the board's perspective, everything we do centers on the people that we serve. And this agreement truly reflects that. At its core, this is about ensuring that we have water when our communities need it and making smart decisions about how we get there. When you think about what that means in real life, it's pretty simple. It means families can turn on the tap and know clean, reliable water flows. It means businesses can continue operating and have opportunities to grow. And it means our communities can plan for the future with confidence. What I especially appreciate about this agreement is how it came together. It shows that when agencies work together and make the most of what we already have, we can create solutions that are practical, responsible, and beneficial for multiple communities at the same time. This kind of collaboration is going to become more important as we look ahead, because we're not just planning for today. As Craig mentioned, we're planning for our grandchildren and their grandchildren. I want to acknowledge the partnership that made this possible: San Diego County Water Authority, the Metropolitan Water District of California, and the agency teams who put in hours of diligent work to get here. We're proud to be part of this historic agreement, and we're grateful for the opportunity to move forward together. And now I'd like to invite Metropolitan Water District Board Chair, Adon Ortega, to share a few words. Thank you, Chair Ortega, for your leadership in supporting this regional collaboration.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chairman Serrano and President Roten, for inviting Metropolitan's General Manager, Shivaji Deshmukh, and myself, and Vice Chair of the Board, Michael Camacho, to this wonderful event and milestone in the history of California water. And it marks the first sale of water from one Metropolitan member agency to another using our existing system. I also want to recognize our colleagues on the Metropolitan Board who are here, in addition to Vice Chair Camacho, including Mel Katz, the past Chair of the County Water Authority, as well as a member of the Metropolitan Board. We have Marty Miller, who chairs our Finance Committee at Metropolitan. And then, of course, we don't have with us today Board Secretary Lois Fong-Sakai, who represents the County Water Authority. Southern California is an economic engine for the entire nation, and its future depends on a secure and sustainable water supply. San Diego's sale of water to Western Municipal Water District was made possible by the legal settlement agreement forged just last year between Metropolitan and the San Diego County Water Authority. This gave birth to a new business model anticipated through our Climate Adaptation Master Plan for Water that literally has our region bringing every ounce of efficiency in order to provide for our region's future. The actual water that is part of San Diego's agreement with Western didn't just fall from the sky. It was conserved by the residents and businesses of San Diego for the greater benefit of Southern California. So I want to take a brief minute to ask Mel Katz and Dan Denham and Dave Edwards to come behind me, please. I would like to present them with a memorial photograph of our agreement signing last year. Thank you very much for getting us off to a good start. Thank you. And then I would also call, this is a mic. Let's see, I think it was here. I would also like to call forward President Rutan and Chair Serrano. Like I said, this is the first of its kind agreement where you have one member agency of Metropolitan Water District selling water to another member agency through the metropolitan system. So the general manager and I, Shivaji, come on up. We'd like to present these memorial commendations to the County Water Authority and to Western Water for this milestone. So I turn it over to Mike Lee. Mike.
All right, folks, this is the moment that makes it official. If I could have the Water Authority signing representatives, Dan and our GC, come to the right side of the table here, and then their counterparts, Craig and your counsel from Western, to join us here, and we'll get out the documents. And once these folks are seated, if I could have the Water Authority Board and any of our guests, both from other agencies and from San Diego County, different organizations, if you want to fill in behind for the photos, we're going to sign 2 copies here. If you could pass one down. And yeah, it will take a minute to go through all of the signings, but I'm going to get out of the way, and we're going to let these gentlemen get to work and make this official.
Today's the 19th, yeah. Yeah,
Anyone know what year it is?
You tell me.
It's just one.
We got that one.
You doing okay, Mike?
All right, folks, as we get to the end of this marathon, be thankful that we did not have all 4 copies here today. We're just doing 2. We'll do the others offline. I'm going to ask everybody to pause for the cameras, look this way, and if you're looking at the back of someone's head, you're not going to be visible by the camera, so situate appropriately.
I can skip
All right, and with that, Chair Serrano, do you want to say a few last words? Okay, we are going to shake hands. Welcome everybody to the new world of water. Please take a moment to go inside, enjoy some refreshments, and we'll restart the board meetings. We do want to keep our signers at the table for a moment so we can have other groups do pictures with you. So please stay.